All right, day 2. Today is the $400 50K guarantee bounty. I forgot a charger, so we have 49% battery, so this should be interesting. But let's get in there and see what we can do. So first break, we have 47,000 from 30 and 1 bounty. So good start. First level or 2, didn't really get much going. A lot of just 3 betting, not making hands. We went from like 30K down to 25 or so. And then we finally looked down at pocket queens under the gun 1 at 200, 300, 300. We make it 700. There's a call in late position, and then a player, tighter player 3 bets to 2100. I call, other player folds, so we go heads up to a flop of queen 8-8. We flop top boat, we check, he leads for 5K, we just call. Turn was I believe a 7, or no, a 3. Turn was a 3. We check, he checks back. River was a 7. He had like 10K behind, so less than the pot. And I just jammed, but in hindsight, I wish I would have bet like 4,000 or 5,000. I don't think he's calling much, but I jammed and he folded. So we took that one down. All right, so like 2 or 3 hands later, the same player opens to 2,000 at 300 big blind. So a huge raise. Seems kind of frustrated. I don't think he would go that big with aces or kings. So he was under the gun +1. He makes it 2,000 at 300 big blind. Folds around to me on the button, I believe, with queens. And he had like 8 or 9K left, which is still like 30 to 40 blinds. But I was like, I think whatever he has, he's just gonna go with it. And the players to my left didn't have a full stack, so I just ripped for like 40,000 or 35,000. And both the players folded, and he calls with ace jack of clubs, and here's the run out.
Too late to give my deuce 3 back? Yeah, I just
Suit up in 18.
So we hold there with the queens, and yeah, we're on break now with 47,000, coming back to 500 big blinds, so plenty of chips, 30-minute levels, so 90 plus big blinds, 1 bounty so far. So let's see if we can keep it going. Alrighty, we made the second break. We got 73,000, coming back to 600, 1,200, so a nice stack. We got 2 bounties total, so we got 3 in front of us, 1's ours. We accumulated 2 so far. Couple hands, blinds were 300, 500, 500. We opened king queen from late position, king queen off, small blind calls. Flop is 996. He checked. I bet 800. He calls, turns another 9, puts trips out there. He checks again. I bet, I think 3K. He calls again. River is a deuce, so 999, 6 deuce, and he leads for 4,500. Doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me. I kind of feel like king high could be good here a lot. Not really giving him credit for a boat, quads, anything like that. I end up calling with the king queen high. Unfortunately, he has ace 3 off, so he has ace high. He wins. Didn't expect him to bet an ace. Thought he would check for sure with showdown value, but he made a good bet and we lose that one. Then we got into a pretty big 3-way all-in. Shortly after, I looked down at ace king off early position. I raised to 1K at 500 big blind. Player behind me, very good player, 3 bets to 4,000. Player behind him jams for like 14,000, 15,000. So I didn't take too long before I jammed it in there with the ace king for like 32, 33K. Player behind me, the initial 3-better, calls. So we're 3-way all in, and here's the run out.
Ace king, what's that?
13, 6.
Oh, it's coming.
13-6, yes.
Oh, yeah. I feel it.
You're 13-6. 13-6.
Points, that's what I said.
21 on the side.
8. Doggy ball.
That chip got in there. What do you got, 8?
Yeah, man. Oh, that's close.
Dealers in the bounty finished in your own money. Nice hands, great to see you.
Jack.
36 blinds.
Sorry.
Side pot.
Man.
So after that hand, we lost the main pot, but we won the side pot. So 3-way all in, no bounties. But that put us at like 34, 35K again, at 300, 600, I believe. Or shortly after, but still a decent stack, up, down. And then right before break, we pick up pockets and we open to 2,500 from middle position. The small blind calls, the big blind makes it 12,000. So I'm loving life right now. I started this hand with like 34,000. Guy's pretty tight, pretty solid. I know he's got a big pair, so I thought about calling and letting the small blind in as well, but with the bounty up there too, I mean, I can't really play for a bounty, but I just jammed it in. I just jammed it all in there, and small blind folds, big blind calls. He has queens, and here's the run out right before break.
Hope so.
We're your vlogger. Oh my God, he's gonna show.
For the vlog.
Oh,
Damn.
that's so sick.
Back at it in the white van.
Oh my
All I can say is, wow, what a level. We are now on dinner break with around 260,000, coming back to 3K big blind, 250, 260, something like that. So plenty of chips to work with. We have 5 bounties. So we're free rolling the tournament as of now, no matter what happens. But yeah, couple huge hands that happened. I looked down at pocket kings at 1,200 big blind. I made it 2,500 under the gun. Under the gun one, crazy active player snap raised me to 8,400, just like instantly as soon as I put the chips in. Came back around to me. I 4-bet to 23,000. He took a little bit and then calls. Flop is king, jack, 9, 2 clubs. So top set for us. I continued for 23,000. He didn't think about it too long before calling. He had me covered also at this point. I started the hand with like 75, 60 or 70. He had like 150. Turns the ace of spades, and I jam the rest in there, all in for 45, 50K. And he tanked and folded, so we took that one down. Unfortunately, right after that, this is at 1,600 big blind. One level later, the same player, I open ace 10 to 3,500. He jams for 28,000, so just under 20 big blinds. I opened from early-ish middle position. He jammed from the cutoff or button, I believe. Came back to me, and anyone else I probably just fold, but I made the call. He showed the ace 3, flopped the 3. I didn't get that one on video, but we lost like 30K there. We went from like 120 back down to like 85 or 90. And yeah, so we lost that one. All right, so then this crazy hand happens where this guy to my right, who hasn't really been opening, he's just pretty much been going all in or folding if he likes his hand. And it's a 2K big blind. He just jams for like 55,000. And I look down at 2 red aces. So I'm like, okay. I had like 70 or 80, 85-ish. I just go all in, folds all the way around to the big blind, and he says there's too much out there. I have to call. He calls. Big blind shows queen 10 of spades. And the player to my right had ace jack of spades, so they blocked each other's spades, and I had red aces. And here's the run out for that.
I can beat that.
Look at that, he had mine.
That's my favorite hand. Queen ten of spades. Kind of royal with that. Oh! He would have lost if he didn't get the camera out. That's what happened last time.
The last big hand right before dinner, 2K big blind, player to my right, pretty solid player, open to 5K from under the gun 1. I look down in middle position at 2 kings. I 3-bet to 14,500. Folds back around to him. He makes the call. The flop is king, queen, jack with 2 hearts. So we flop top set. It's a scary wet board. He checks. We continue for 13,000. He check raises us to 27,000, leaving himself like 40 or 50K behind. And I tanked for about 40, 50 seconds, and then I jammed all in. Just too scary of a board to just call there on the king, queen, jack with 2 hearts. I mean, we do have flop top set, but yeah, so I just jam it in. I told him I would show him either way. He tanked and then ended up calling it off with queen jack. So unfortunate for him. He flopped 2 pair, and he said good speech play, but I guess what I said got him to put the chips in. But yeah, so we cooler him there. Okay, so crazy swingy level after dinner break. We are on the stone bubble. 16 are left, 15 get paid. Okay, so interesting hand. We were sitting with like 250, 260K effective at this point. Really good player to our right, Kevin Stammen, opened to 8,000 at, was it 3K big blind? We looked down, he opened under the gun. We looked down at 2 black 8s, under the gun 1. I call, we're like 6-handed at this point. Everyone else folds. Flop is 7-4 deuce, 2 spades. He leads for like 13,000. I call. Turn is the 6 of spades, puts a flush out there. He checks. I check behind, and the river was the queen of clubs. And then he bet pretty big on the river, almost pot or a little more than pot. He bet 27,000. So I figured if he has a queen, he's gonna go for value more on like the 18 to 20K side. I think if he has a flush, he's actually gonna continue. I think like if he has ace, whatever, ace of spades, 1 spade, he might continue. Like the ace or king of spades, he might continue the turn. So I just pieced it all together and decided to make the call. And he showed 9-10 off with the 10 of spades. So we win that one, which helped. That put us over 300K. Then right after that, short stack at, I believe, 4K big blind, shoved for like 17K. And then Kevin ISO'd to 45,000 from the small blind. I'm in the big blind with pocket 8s again. And I tanked and I jammed for like 270,000. Kevin had me covered, so it was pretty scary. But he insta-folded, and we went all in heads up for the bounty with pocket 8s versus jack 5 offsuit, and here's the video.
We got the video tape.
Players 1918, if you're out of the AM, please clear the tournament area so we can do this photo. Again, if you're out of the AM, please clear the tournament area so we can get this photo going.
So unfortunately we lose that one, and then we dwindled down a bit from like 28 players down to the final 2 tables, and now we're down to 16. 15 get paid. I just 4-bet ace king all in pre-flop on the stone bubble, got it through, no action. I think we have a little over 200,000 coming back to 4,000, 8,000. So 25 to 30 big blinds on the stone bubble. The plan is to just get into the money and then build up a stack for the final table. So see what we can do. as you can tell, we are out of the tournament. We made the final table, and then, you know, we're pretty short the entire time. Just kind of had to fold a bunch. We were able to 3-bet jam and pick up a few chips here and there. But 2 key hands that I did win, where I was able to get another bounty. I opened King Jack of Hearts from middle position at 12K big blind, 25,000. Player to my left jammed for like 130,000, came back to me, and I called, and this was the run out for that one. And then the final hand, 5-handed, we had just over 300,000, 16K big blind. Kevin opened the button to 35K. I looked down at King Queen off. Easy spot to go all in. We jam, and he calls with Ace Jack, and this is the run out for the final hand. You call? Oh, your head. But I got the video though.
Well, I got the video. Got the video.
I mean, I didn't watch the video, so.
I'll take a chop.
No way.
Good game. So that's that. We bust in 5th place for $2,600 plus. We had 6 bounties, so 600 in bounties. So we cashed for 3,200 total. So a very good day overall. Can't complain. Really close to the trophy. Hurts, especially a second one, and just over 10K up top. But really tough final table. Mike was really tough. Kevin was really tough. They were all really tough. So it was fun though, and we will be back Friday for the $1,100 $1 million guarantee. We'll catch you guys Friday.